And we are back. Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It. You already know it's your host, Bando. We got another fight card to discuss. Another beautiful fight card to discuss. I gotta break this one down. I may actually miss out on it because I might be at work by the time it's on. But I still gotta break it down for you guys. So let's get to it. Let's go. Man, oh man, lately in these intros, I've been stumbling and rumbling and mumbling, bumbling, fumbling, tumbling over my words. I can't speak. It's the excitement of the fight game. But like I said, welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It. And we're breaking down this ABC card, this Sandhagen versus NURMAGOMEDOV card. This is a fantastic card, honestly, for being a free one. Couple cancellations on it. Unfortunately, we're not getting Nick Diaz like we expected. Nick Diaz versus Vicente Luque got scratched due to some travel issues. And real quick, before I get into the breakdown, why would UFC book a guy who has known history of smoking the ganj that is not accepted over there to book him over there? There's going to be issues, right? There's going to be issues. Either they're not going to want him over there, or he's not going to want to stop smoking, or, whatever the case may be. But they said there's travel issues. Dana talked about it on the 304 press conference, the post-fight press conference, and he kind of was like brushing it off in a way, making it seem like Nick Diaz isn't going to return, and he wants to rebook the fight, but he doesn't think Nick Diaz will return. It's the UFC's always doing this shit. It's always something. But unfortunately, that fight is scrapped. So that would have been on the main card, but no big deal. We got opening the main card, if this is correct on here, Mackenzie Dern versus Lupe Godinez. Good fight. Very good fight. I'm going to have to lean with Mackenzie Dern, though, just with the jiu-jitsu alone. Now, her hands have not been good, and Lupe's got better hands. But if Mackenzie can get in close, somehow close the range, close the distance, and get a takedown, I think she's bigger. I think she's stronger. And I think overall on the ground, there's not many women who have the same skill set as Mackenzie Dern when it comes to the Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Like I said, Lupe's got good hands. She throws well. I just wanted to see, let's see how she is, if she can stay on point and have some good takedown defense, because I have a feeling Mackenzie Dern is going to be shooting in this fight. But yeah, overall, I'm going to have the prediction, Mackenzie Dern. Then you got the return of El Cucuy, or what we once knew of El Cucuy, going up against Michael Chiesa. Now, this fight could be Tony Ferguson's 8th fight in a row where he's taking a loss. Or he could snap the streak. Either way, this is the one you call it quits on. This is the last fight for Tony Ferguson, in my opinion. He won't call it quits. We know that. We know Tony's not going to call it quits. Tony's not going to stop fighting. That's just, it's Tony Ferguson. He probably will never stop fighting, right? But the thing about it is, if he wins, awesome. Take the win right off into the sunset. Your last fight, you won. A lot of guys will go on an amazing win streak and lose their retirement fight, their last fight, and go out with a loss, So get the win, go out with a win. But if you lose, still, it's time to move on. 8 fights in a row. There's nothing left to do. There's nothing left to do at that point. The only thing Tony could do at that point is almost match his win streak with a losing streak. And that would be embarrassing. I don't want to see that for Tony. I would love to see Tony get the win, but I truthfully feel like overall, if you watch the last few fights, he doesn't have the snap. He doesn't have the snap in anything. In his punches, he doesn't have the snap in his takedowns. He doesn't have different, the fun little entries. He can't move the way he does. He's got bad knees and stuff. And I'm not trying to, get at him. But, went to war plenty of times. The body can get eaten up, and I think Tony Ferguson might not have much left in the tank, but if he can get it done, he can get it done. But I think Michael Chiesa is bigger, and I think this fight is going to go to the ground, and I think Michael Chiesa is going to end up putting that man to sleep. Either putting that man to sleep or breaking something, but I think he's going to put Tony Ferguson to sleep. That's my prediction. Do I want that to happen? You guys have seen plenty of podcasts of mine to understand that I would love to see Tony Ferguson get a win. Like, I would love to see him get a win, but it's not happening, right? 7 fights in a row. If he makes it 8, that's no bueno. It's no bueno. Simple as that. Then you got Marlon Vera going up against Deiveson Figueiredo. This is a good fight because I think it's a smart fight for Cheeto to be able to make a quicker turnaround and getting a guy who stylistically is extremely well-rounded. You know, I think it's a great fight to take. And then with Deiveson Figueiredo, this is that one. You're fighting the guy who just fought for the belt. This puts you up in contention, puts you up in the top 3, top 5, in a range to be in discussion at any given moment, right? But I think when getting up to that heavier or the more stacked part of the division, you get different styles and guys that are a little bit heavier based with the wrestling and stuff like that. You got Marab. If Deiveson Figueiredo had to go up against Henry, you know, I just feel like, yes, Figgy's ground game is phenomenal. I just don't see him being that big to really challenge with a lot of those guys, but I could be wrong. I think Figgy's going to get it done against Cheeto just because of the arsenal he has, and Cheeto is way too slow, does not get going enough, and doesn't throw enough. If Cheeto throws and forces this fight to be on feet, and who knows, maybe Deiveson Figueiredo's the type of guy who can bring that out of Cheeto a little bit, because maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's got to be brought out of Cheeto and a guy that's going to stand right in front of him. But Deiveson Figueiredo is different because he'll stand right in front of you, land a couple shots, and take you down in a weird way. Not a typical shoot. He's not typically like shooting to get the takedown, double legs and stuff like that. He's doing trips and stuff like that. So he's very very unique with the way that he fights, but very well rounded. And I think it's going to be a tough night for Marlon Vera if he doesn't get going. So it's as simple as this. If Cheeto gets going and can get going early, I could see him landing a shot. But he would have to land a shot that's going to put him away or continue on the same path of high volume for 3 rounds. That's the only way he's going to end up getting that win. Deiveson Figueiredo, he has to continue to mix it up, do a lot of different things when it comes to mixing it up. Mix up the ground game, mix up the striking, give him different looks, and who knows, if he forces this fight to the ground, Cheeto has a good takedown defense, but he forces this fight to the ground, gets a finish. I mean, the dude is a savage on the ground. His jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. So I'm leaning towards Figgy just for the simple fact that he's just like such a well-rounded fighter. He's got the ground game on lock. He's got good striking. He's powerful. We already know he can punch. So I don't know. Could be a tough night for Marlon Vera. But you're getting at Marlon Vera, who just came off a really bad loss. He could be pissed off, ready to do some shit. So let's see him come in, get to throwing volume. Just that's it for Cheeto. Get to throwing volume. That is the key to victory for Cheeto, is get to throwing volume. Alright, so the co-main event is Sharabutin Magomedov, the Bullet, going up against Michelle Olejniczak. I can never pronounce their names. No, I can never pronounce it. I can never pronounce. I think he's Polish. Yeah. Olejniczak. I think it's Olejniczak. Mikhail Olejniczak. The guy who just got his arm snapped by Kevin Holland a couple cards ago. This is the co-main event. This is a interesting matchup because you have a guy in the middleweight division who is a nasty striker, but he's early. He's early, and you can tell the UFC wants to be able to push him so much, right? They want to be able to push him so much, and it's going to be difficult because I just don't think he is that good. I think his striking is phenomenal. I think the Bullet's striking is phenomenal, But when it comes to the ground game, when it comes to the defense there, I think he has holes in his game. I also think he has holes in his cardio. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I think he's going to get this fight done no problem. Obviously, Olajaychik, he's probably not happy after that last fight. He thought it was a short, early stoppage anyways. He wanted to keep fighting with the broken arm. Crazy. But if he's healed up well and everything like that and he's good to go, could be an interesting fight. But if this fight stays standing, I think the Bullet gets a knockout within 2. That's my prediction. Getting a knockout within 2. He's undefeated. At one eye is like a dead eye. It's bad scary. Simple. He's scary. And then we got the main event. We are on to the main event. Cory Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov. And I've been saying this for a while. If there is anybody that's going to crack the wrestling code, it's going to be Cory Sandhagen. I know what a lot of people are thinking. Oh, but Aljamain Sterling something. Listen. That was the one-time thing in Cory Sandhagen's career. Everybody has the one-time thing. That was his one-time thing in his career, right? Aljo got him, rushed him, went right for the back, got it. It is what it is. I don't see that happening in this fight. I see Cory being able to stuff a lot of takedowns, continuously moving on the feet to make it difficult for Umar to actually get a couple strikes out. Now, Umar's a fantastic striker, and he has really good kicks, and he's pretty quick. But then he could also mix the wrestling up. I'm curious to see if he's going to be able to time Cory when Cory's doing all the movements and be able to slow him down and shoot for the takedown. Or, honestly, I could see Cory shooting. I could see Cory getting the takedown. I wouldn't be shocked if he shot and got a takedown. That'd be pretty wild, but throw a bet on Cory Sandhagen getting one takedown because it's not impossible. The way he mixes things up, if he gets confident in there, he's not going to stop doing what he wants to do. He's going to take you down. He's going to get up. He's going to beat you on the feet. He's going to move around. He might even taunt you a little bit because that's the way he does when he knows that he's up and he's fighting confident. And he's never out of a fight either. If he's losing a fight, don't ever think he's out because he can have a moment just like that. Cory Sandhagen is known for coming back in situations, and he's put on some fantastic fights. I think this is going to be an incredible fight. It's an incredible main event. It's a main event that was supposed to happen a couple times already, and I think this is the finally happening, and I like it. We're talking about Cory Sandhagen, a guy who should have been fighting for the belt again with Sean O'Malley, because I just think that stylistic matchup is probably the best matchup to make in that division. Two amazing strikers, two long, lanky strikers, two guys that can move quick, have good leg kicks, have good body kicks, have good boxing skill. It would be a fantastic fight, or an extremely boring fight, either one. But I think Cory's a bad dude for taking a fight like this, a dangerous fight against an undefeated guy who's known to be in a very, very dangerous camp, with guys like Islam Makhachev and Khabib Nurmagomedov, like, top guys in the world, top wrestlers in the world. It's a threatening fight to take. It's a risky fight to take, and Cory's taking it when he could be fighting for a belt or fighting up top, waiting for a belt, trying to call his shot. He could be doing any one of those things, but he's taking this fight. So shout out to Cory Sandhagen, and best believe I am rocking with Cory Sandhagen. So, a couple underdogs on there, I actually know. Well, Mackenzie Dern and Lupe Goodness is dead even. Tony's definitely the big underdog. I think he was a plus 400 and Chiesa was a minus 600 favorite. Or other way around. Marlon Vera is the underdog. Davison Figueiredo is the favorite. Not huge, but a pretty big favorite. A decent sized favorite. The Bullet is a favorite. And Nurmagomedov is a favorite. So, lock the picks in. If you're interested in trying to rock with what I say, lock your picks in. See what happens. That's what betting's all about. It's throwing it down with some knowledge, right? Throw down with some knowledge. You kind of figure things out, right? You do a little bit of studying. You watch some fights. You get the knowledge. You throw a couple bets down, and you hope for the best. That's pretty much it. And especially in this sport, anything can happen. So like I said, if you're on one of the bet apps that has, Cory Sandhagen to land a takedown as an option, go for it. It's probably like a plus 2,000, but go for it. You know what I mean? Like, I put down either one of these guys to finish by KO, TKO, or submission in the 5th round. Doesn't matter who, just either one. And it was like a plus 2,200. Sometimes you just gotta throw something down on something risky to win a little bit of money. But for the parlay overall, I was going with Mackenzie Dern, Michael Chiesa, Davison Figueiredo, The Bullet, and Cory Sandhagen. I usually don't bet on the main events, so my parlay actually doesn't have Cory Sandhagen, but if I'm making one, I'm going with Cory Sandhagen. And then there's a few other fights on the card that I do have included in this. I also have the Alonzo Minefield versus Azamat Murzakanov. I got Murzakanov. He's a favorite anyways, but I do have him in there. I have Victoria Dudakova against Sam Hughes. I got Jai Herbert against Rolando Bedoya. I got Cedric Dumas. Cedric Dumas is a solid striker. He's going to be interesting and fun to watch. I'm curious to see what he's going to do in this fight because he's one of those guys that just got into the UFC not too long ago. He could have potential to be a good prospect, so we're probably going to find out on Saturday what he's all about, but he's a favorite. I threw a little bit down on him, so a couple good bets out there. I can never guarantee anything for you, though. You know that. I can never guarantee anything. In this fight game, anything can happen at any given moment. But that's it for my breakdown. I always have to come through with the breakdown, so you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you know when the next episode is out, which will probably be the review. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Your boy Bando is out. Peace.